Welcome back, guys.
Oh yeah, welcome back. Sorry, you guys didn't miss anything. I was just literally trying to backtrack, and that's all. So
But yeah, if I keep it to a like it or a love it, I'll be okay. So like but for some reason, if I
we're just
drink,
skipping those guys.
if I drink like skim milk,
uh-huh.
because of the way that they
Wait.
skim milk, there is slightly higher lactose amounts in equal amount of skim milk compared to whole milk.
Yeah.
Because when you're skimming out the cream, that doesn't really get rid of like the lactose.
Yeah, I can't do that. Oh wait, yeah, I can. Okay.
So I am much more likely to have a bad time if I put skim milk in, like, say, cereal or coffee.
Yeah.
Than if I have whole milk. If I have whole milk, like, I can drink like a full-on fucking big ass protein shake mixed with whole milk and be fine. But if I do them with skim milk, by the time it's over, I'm like, I am having a bad day. My stomach is revolting now.
Today is terrible.
Yeah. So I just do whole milk anymore. When it comes to my coffee, which is how this all started, people at home who didn't hear the first half of this conversation, anymore, I get warmed up milk in the most ghetto way possible by sticking it in a mug and putting it in the microwave for like 30 seconds.
Hey
to a
man,
minute.
whatever works, dog. Like,
And then running like a $5 Target milk frother through it real fast to get the foam on top, and then dumping that into a cup of coffee.
Whatever works, man. That's all that matters.
But like that's the thing. Like you don't think about it, but like warmed up milk, there is a lot of sugar in milk.
Oh, absolutely.
You warm it up, it activates a lot of that shit, and then you end up with a nice cup of coffee without having to dump extra sugar in.
Oh yeah, adds tons of cream and shit. Yeah.
It's super delicious.
Yeah.
And and on top of that, like I don't know, I'm not like a super coffee snob by any means, but I do have a little like stovetop espresso thing. You make a nice little fucking latte or cappuccino with that shit. It's so good.
Oh yeah, dude.
But I'm pretty off and on when it comes to creamer anymore. Like the only time I ever get creamer is at work, and that's because the coffee at work is just its flavor is
bad.
Okay. It's not good black.
Yeah.
It's just it needs something added to it in order to be
No, I totally smell your
reasonable
there, dude. It's like I've said this before, but I absolutely hate fucking Starbucks black coffee. I just like, except for the cold brews. I really like the cold brews.
Well, it's
but
a different type of coffee.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, because in order to get the cold brew to like brew properly, they have to do it differently.
Oh.
And how you brew a coffee, you can use the same coffee for different things, but how you brew it does affect the flavor.
Yeah, absolutely.
So like if you do like a French press with a good espresso blend, you'll get like similar flavor.
Yeah.
But it does affect how the flavor works.
See, it almost feels like.
But if you do like in a proper like either an AeroPress or like an espresso machine or the little percolated and espresso thing like what I've got that you put on the stovetop. Like those force more water through like a more hard packed of the same coffee, you're gonna end up with a much stronger flavor with a lot more. Like it's gonna extract a lot more of the oils and stuff that make up coffee versus water.
Oh my god!
Through that method, and so you're gonna get a completely different flavor. So it really
this is the part.
Literally, the amount of coffee that you make, so like those big like company like Aeropots and stuff you use, like we use at the hotel and whatnot, that affects the flavor because the way you're brewing it, and there are 1,000 different things that affect how the coffee comes out.
Yeah, no, I totally get that, man. That's the thing is by there we go. Oh, I can't get that yet. I need the item that lets me jump high in the water.
For my money, a nice cup of a nice espresso, prepared any way you like, either straight shot of espresso, or or mixing it with cream and sugar or whatever, however you like it. Straight shot of espresso or traditional American style coffee machine.
Yeah.
Not like a Keurig, like a regular drip feed coffee machine. Those are your best bets for getting a good cup of coffee, in my opinion. But coffee is much like audio. Different people are going to have different opinions on what the best is. So, like for instance, I like a little bit of extra bass in my music, so I like warmer sounds.
Yes.
You listen to like a pure audiophile who's like, I want it to sound like I'm in the record studio while it's being recorded.
Yeah.
They're not going to agree. And for the record, like I actually don't like listening to YouTube videos on a nice set of headphones.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of stuff that goes into YouTube videos to make them sound nice, and when you listen to them on a good set of headphones, it takes it from sounding more like the person's in the room, and you end up actually, it sounds more like you are sitting in between two people as they are talking into a podcast microphone, and it makes it sound worse.
No, absolutely. I totally agree with that. What is down here? I forget. Sorry, I just haven't been through the sewers in a hot minute, so it's like I'm just trying to remember.
Good old Blighttown.
Yeah, it's not. It's just those drippy drips, man.
What drips?
This drips.
What a bunch of drips.
This fucking drips. But yeah, man. I don't know. I feel like Starbucks coffee. It always tastes burnt to me. I think it's because they brew it in too hot of water.
Well, it tastes burnt, and I think they go for really dark roast coffee.
Yeah.
Because that is supposedly what a lot of people like is dark roast coffee because it's got more flavor. But
nah.
I always, if I can, whenever I get like a Starbucks thing, if there's a blonde roast version of it, I'll usually get that.
Yeah.
Because I don't mind the flavor, and blonde roast actually has more caffeine because it's less of it's cooked out via the
that's what I
roasting
remember hearing. Is dark roast has less caffeine in it.
Scoop. But I don't know, man.
To each their own, I suppose. You can have your fucking Starbucks and your double mochaccino lattes.
I've also been told, well, I don't want to say I've been told. I've also, by doing research, found out I have bad taste in tea, apparently.
Well,
I don't know. The only tea I've ever really drank is like green, you know?
My preference, I like Tetley English breakfast tea. And I like, and I'm a big fan, I'm a big fan of, the Twinings Irish breakfast tea. But those are like, a lot of people are like, well, those are fine starter teas, but like good tea is
good tea.
Good tea is Twinings English breakfast, or this particular loose leaf, or blah 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 blah. And I'm just like, those are fine, but I don't like.
Yeah,
they're just not a flavor I enjoy.
Doesn't float my boat. Yeah.
Meanwhile, like the Twinings Irish breakfast or the Tetley, which is supposedly like one of the shittier like. Yeah. Tetley is like apparently like the English version of like Lipton, where it's like 5 cents for a billion of them, and
it's the cheap shit.
People get them because it's just what they grew up on or whatever.
Yeah.
But I got it once at Hy-Vee and was like, I really like this. This is good tea. And then I found out it was what a lot of people consider cheap shit, and I'm like, but I like it.
But it is mine. It is tasty. So I'm just going back really quick to go get an item that I need to traverse chunks of the game.
That and what I like. One thing I like about Tetley is that it will it makes a good cup of like hot tea, but you know you can make good iced tea with it as well.
Me, bitch. Scoop. There we go.
But I also have turned into one of those weirdos who drinks iced tea without any sugar in it.
Yeah, no, I don't like sweetened iced tea, man. It just tastes weird to me.
Like, as far as I'm concerned, a good iced tea should have, like, an enjoyable flavor without sugar.
Yes. No, I totally agree, man. I don't really like iced tea with fucking sugar in it, because it's like, I don't know.
All you taste is the sugar.
Maybe I'm old. I don't know. But I just know that, like, as I've gotten older, like, sweet things don't taste as good as they used to me. You know, I used to be.
Well, that's actually a pretty natural change in the human body, from my understanding.
Yeah, I mean, I used to be able to put away like all the fucking Pepsi I wanted and all the fucking Monster Energy drink, but it's just like as I get older, like the sweet things, like sweet things are made of these. And who am I to disagree? But
they get overwhelming real fucking.
Yeah,
fast.
Absolutely. It's like I drink a quarter a can of Pepsi, and I'm like, well, done with this. You know, it's good. It tastes good, but it's like any more than that, and I'm like. I don't feel so good.
There's just a lot in it, and it's very heavy on your stomach.
Yes.
You don't think about that when you drink a crap ton of it, because your body's just like, well, I guess this is water now.
Yes. You're like, well, scoop. Oh, he almost hit me with this knife. There we go. All right, but yeah, I don't know, man. I just,
God, this game is so fucking gorgeous for a pixel art game.
Oh, I know, right? It looks good. That's what a lot of people have been saying. They're like, you know, say what you will about the gameplay and everything else, but I don't know why I rested there. I didn't need to.
They did a hell of. That's the thing. A lot of people poo-poo on pixel art.
Yeah.
Partially because it was overdone a lot for a bit there.
This is why we came back here, because that merchant lady way back there, we bought a fucking key that lets us get into this room.
But like, you can do pixel art and make it look just gorgeous on a much lower budget than trying to do 3D art.
Yeah, I think this game pulls it off too. You know, they make it look good, and it feels good to play too. It doesn't feel bad.
And in order to pull off the level of, like the sheer weirdness of some of the stuff they've got. Because I'm sure they spent a lot of time on this pixel art. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, absolutely.
But trying to make like the big floating head look as creepy as it did in pixel art in 3D, you're gonna spend hundreds of man hours on possibly thousands on that fucking head alone.
Oh yeah.
And it still probably wouldn't look as good as it did in pixel art.
I think that's part of what. So.
That's something like.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
That's something I thought of. Like I learned back when like Game Dev Simulator became a big thing.
Yeah.
I never really thought about it before, but like you could get better scores for doing like high-end pixel art than doing low-end 3D art.
That item I just got makes these platforms appear, and it lets me traverse certain areas to get certain items and stuff like that.
Nice.
So, yeah, that's what I did, essentially. That's why I came all the way back here. Oh, shit.
But so like I never really thought about that before, but there are a lot of when I grew up during the time, like I was around when 3D games were in their fledgling thing, and so the fact that they were like a fancy new thing was like did overwhelm the fact that they looked objectively worse than most pixel games that were out at that time. But because it was the newest shit, it was like, oh my god, look at this technology, it's so cool.
Yeah, well, honestly,
I'm sure a lot of fucking Zoomers these days are gonna look at me and be like, of course, boomer, whatever you so fucking say, of course pixel art can look better. But it's not something that occurred to me at the time because I was so excited about the fact that, holy shit, Zelda in 3D.
Yeah. Well, at the time, it's like when you played Final Fantasy, you weren't necessarily playing because, I mean, yeah, you might be playing for the game, but you're playing for the story, and also so you can get to that next fucking cutscene with the amazing graphics. You know, oh my god, look how cool it looks! And now you go back and it looks dated. But, I think that's part of what makes this kind of art so special is that it ages really well, I think. Like Undertale.
Well, that's the thing. This art is never gonna look any worse than it does right now.
Yeah, and Undertale's gonna look great years from now. Like when you build something in that retro style, it's going to look good years from now. Games like Mario 64, on the other hand, was great at the time, but it hasn't aged well. It kind of hurts to look at. You know what I mean?
That's the thing, like
Final
Wind
Fantasy
Waker.
7
People
bad.
gave Wind Waker a bunch of shit when that came out because it was too cartoony, but that stylized style...
No, it's still beautiful. Yeah.
They released an HD version and it's all well and good, but you could play the GameCube version and it still would look visually good.
Mm-hmm.
You would still be able to enjoy that game without being pulled out of it by the graphics like you could in OG Zelda, in like Ocarina of Time.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the thing is I really like, I don't know, like I think certain art styles depict, like when you're talking about the skull here, depict certain things better than other things. Like in what's it called? In so like cosmic horror, right? Like HP Lovecraft shit. They found a way to do it in Bloodborne, and I think they did a decent job of it there. But once you've played through it once, the shock value's kind of gone. But I think the place where cosmic horror really shines is when it's written and like it's just a book, and you're reading it.
Yeah.
Because the mind, you're talking about things you're not supposed to be able to imagine. So the concept of that is terrifying. But when you try to show it in like film, like what was that movie Bird Box or whatever? Like they tried to do it. But like you can't really do that. It's like, or at least I haven't seen a successful attempt at that in film yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Oh shit, I didn't mean to do that.
Well, that's the thing. When you are basically being told to imagine unknowable things and give them very vague descriptions, your brain is going to come up with way more interesting things than what can be easily rendered in a game.
It's like even in Indiana Jones, right? Like where fucking they open up the fucking Ark of the Covenant and it melts all the people. It's like you don't really see anything. Like it shows some spirits and stuff flying around and all that, but it's like it's not like a fucking like super trick. Like it doesn't blow your mind or anything like that. It's like whereas if that was written about and it's like his flesh was seared from his face or whatever, and it's like in your head you're like, oh fuck, that's brutal. And don't get me wrong, the face melting scene still looks gross as fuck, but.
Yeah, the practical effects on that were really well done.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, it's kind of like the Cloverfield monster.
Yeah.
That was the scariest... Say what you will about how honestly kind of shit that movie is because of the found footage nonsense.
Yeah.
But
you gotta document it, bro.
But because you never really saw the full monster until the very end, it was scary, and they constantly were able to introduce new shit like the things, parasites. Dude, eating people and whatnot.
That part, I don't care what anyone fucking says, that part of the movie grossed me the fuck out. Like, you know where the lady gets infected and she's like, oh, I don't feel so good, and then she's behind that curtain, you just see her chest explode. That fucking part grossed me the fuck out. I was like, no the fuck, thank you.
Has any other kaiju movie ever thought about the fact that, like, if there is a monster that size, surely it's gonna have, like, parasites and stuff that to us are horses.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. It's fucking creepy, man. So I need to be very careful here, because I don't remember how I did this.
Do you just take damage if you go in that cloud, or do you die?
You take damage, but the problem with climbing is if you take damage from the cloud, it knocks you off the ladder, and you can't grab onto anything until you hit the ground. So
if you take damage in the air, you're fucked.
Yeah, well, if I take damage in the air, I'll be okay. I can still swing my... Nope, that's not how you do it. Yep. Alright. Let's try it this way. I might be able to climb through it if I do it fast enough. Oh, wait, no. I just go around. Duh. No. Well, I'm fucking it up, guys. I'm sorry. Leave me alone.
I'm so sorry.
Alright, hold on. I'll get this. Scoop. There we go. Oh, fucking god. Motherfucker!
We'll see if we can get this next time on Filthy Casual Gaming.
I'll see you guys in a minute. Alright.
Shut up and sit down.